All right, I'm going to show you how to plan for your Linocut. Okay, so first of all, we need to create a little space that's going to be the right size. So I simply just have a half sheet of paper here, and then I have my linoleum block. I'm literally just going to trace it just lightly in pencil. Okay. This gives you an idea of the size it needs to be so that you can create some kind of design in here. It can be landscape or portrait orientation. It does not matter. Keep in mind that even if your image, maybe you drew something right here and it's off-centered, you will have the opportunity to kind of center things where you want them. You can even do things individually because we will be tracing them onto our linoleum block, so you'll be able to kind of move it around before you actually trace it onto your block. Let me show you some examples, maybe just to inspire you. I found these just on the internet. So we want them to keep their kind of 4x6 rectangular shape. At least for this project, to get that kind of Andy Warhol look, we'll be printing these in 4 different colors adjacent to each other. So because we just learned about texture, I would like you to include some texture. So you can see there's some good contrast here. The beetle was not cut away. Okay, most of the beetle was left, and then you can see they cut away most of the background but left some texture to give the beetle some contrast. Here's some ginkgo leaves. Again, same principle. Most of the ginkgo leaf is left, but there's texture kind of in that whole remaining rectangular area, so it kind of fills that rectangular space. Okay, here's another example. This one obviously is a quail. There's a little more texture in the actual wings, but there's some texture in the background. Here's an example where they've carved out kind of in the sky to make it look light, but they have a lot going on in the waves, but they've left a printed area, a raised area on their linoleum block kind of around the whole outside to keep that rectangular shape. Okay, I'm just going to show you a few more that kind of follow those same principles. This one isn't the greatest example because you can see over in the corner right up in here that it's not actually straight on, and then it kind of blurs out right here in this photograph. But this is a non-objective example, so if you wanted to do something like this, you could, but you'd have to find some good different textures that you could put in each of these that aren't touching the same texture to differentiate each little spot. Here is an example of kind of more of a landscape. Here's an example of kind of a town area or a city. Okay. To get those different values, they've totally cut some areas away, they've totally left some areas, and then they have put some line work in other areas to kind of give that difference in value. Last but not least, this one just has lots of different textures and stuff going on. So this one they barely cut anything away, but you can tell there's some kind of texture happening here. They totally cut away where the moon is, they totally left this little howling wolf. So these are done by other people, but I just thought maybe these would give you some good inspiration to get your brain working on an idea that's original to you that you would like to do for your design.